The sea was swishy and swirly. The current wiggled through the reef like a ribbon, and sand puffed gently across the ocean floor. Tally the sea turtle floated along calmly, blinking slowly. Her flippers moved in slow waves like she was gliding on a dream. "Zoom!" came a voice from above. Zippy the dolphin rocketed past, flipping 3 times in the water before landing with a splash. "I win!" Zippy called. "Again!" "You always say that," said Tally, smiling. A little round shape puffed up beside her, Bubbles the pufferfish, giggling with delight. "I wasn't even racing," he said, bouncing in the water. "But I still win. Something." They all laughed. The current swirled around them, sparkling and spinning. Zippy's eyes lit up. "Let's have a real race." Zippy swam in a fast circle. "Here, we'll race from this sea fan." Around the coral arch, past the bubble beds, and back here. Tally looked at the long twisty path. "That's a lot of turns." Bubbles bobbed up and down. "I'll never keep up." Zippy swam backward and grinned. "We don't have to go fast. We can race our own way." Tally nodded. "We'll each find the best way for us." Bubbles puffed up just a little. "I like that kind of race." Zippy lined up with his tail flicking. Tally positioned herself slowly at the start. Bubbles floated beside them, eyes wide. "Ready," said Zippy. "Set," said Tally. "Bowing," said Bubbles, and off they went. Zippy darted ahead in a flash. Tally pushed forward in long, steady strokes. Bubbles bounced once, then floated behind with a gentle spin. Zippy zipped through the sea fan trees, weaving in and out. Tally took the wide path, staying low and smooth. Bubbles floated high and gently bumped each waving branch. One sea fan tickled his fin. He giggled. "That tickles," Zippy called back. "Watch the twist ahead." Tally turned calmly, taking her time. Bubbles spun once, accidentally looped. And then, pop, bounced into the right direction. "Still in it," he cheered. They reached the bubble beds, patches of coral where bubbles floated up from the sand. Zippy dove under, then burst through the bubbles like a rocket. Pop, pop, pop. Tally floated through gently, letting Bubbles bounce off her shell. Bubbles stopped in the middle, puffed up, and bounced with the bubbles. "Bowing, bowing, bowing." One bubble carried him upward, and he twirled with joy. "I'm not fast," he said, "but I sure can float." Zippy reached the coral arch first. He darted through a hole in the side, spiralled, and popped out the top. Tally followed slowly, curving around the outside like a giant wheel. Bubbles floated under, then got caught in a small swirl. "Oops, spinny spin," he giggled. The swirl let him out, and he drifted forward like a slow balloon. Zippy waited ahead. "Here comes Tally, and here comes Bubbles." They all met at the far side, laughing. "No one's winning yet," said Zippy. "We're all moving in our own way," said Tally. "I'm winning the floatiest," Bubbles added. As they reached the final stretch, a surprise waited for them. A wall of seaweed had drifted into the path, swaying like a curtain. Zippy tried to dive through but got tangled. Tally tried to push through, but it was too thick. Bubbles blinked. He puffed small, floated in between the weeds, and popped out the other side. I did it, he called. He swam back around. Try my path. Zippy followed, weaving just like Bubbles. Tally came last, slow but steady. Together, they laughed as they wiggled free. Now the finish was near. The sea fan shimmered up ahead. Zippy flicked his tail and shot forward. Tally paced herself, staying strong. Bubbles bobbed, spun, and bounced off one last rock. Whoosh! Glide! Boing! They reached the finish at the same moment, splashing, spinning, and laughing into a big coral hug pile. We tied! Zippy shouted. We finished together, said Tally. I won the giggles. Bubbles giggled. After the race, they floated quietly through the current. Zippy spun slowly in a tired loop. Tally drifted, her eyes blinking gently. Bubbles rested on Tally's shell like a round pebble. That was the best race, Zippy whispered. Because we all got to shine, said Tally. And we all finished with fun, said Bubbles. Back at their reef, the current rocked them like a cradle. Zippy curled up between two sponges. Tally tucked into the sand. Bubbles puffed into a coral pocket and exhaled a tiny bubble. The sea was quiet again. The race was done, but the joy of movement still shimmered in their dreams. Before they fell asleep, they wondered. Next time, whispered Zippy, maybe a flip race. Or a glide puzzle, said Tally. Or a race where we don't go anywhere, giggled Bubbles. Just float. They all laughed softly. And then the sea rocked them to sleep. Back near the bubble beds and coral arch, the current still danced. The seaweed still swayed. And the path waited, gently, for their next great race.